I woke up, but my body didn't. At first, I thought it was a dream, the kind where you're half awake, your eyes open, but everything feels wrong. The room was the same cracked ceiling, the faint hum of the fan, the early morning light leaking through the curtains. But I couldn't move. Not even my fingers. Not even my tongue. It was like my body had turned into a shell and I was trapped inside, screaming without sound. Have you ever woken up and felt like something was looking at you, but you couldn't turn your head to see what it was? Tell me if you've ever gone through something like that. Maybe if we talk about it, we can understand what no one else dares to believe. My first instinct was panic. My chest tightened. My mind screamed, but my lungs didn't respond. I tried to blink, nothing. I tried to move my hand, nothing. I could feel the weight of my body, the mattress under me, but it was like I wasn't inside it anymore. I could hear everything. The clock ticking, the faint buzz of a fly near the window, but I couldn't feel my heartbeat. That terrified me more than anything. I couldn't feel my heart. Time started to stretch. I couldn't tell if it had been seconds or hours. My mind started doing this thing where it tried to escape the panic by observing. I noticed details. The pattern of sunlight slowly shifting across the floor. The sound of a car passing outside. Even the faint creak of wood as the house breathed. But the whole time I kept waiting for something, anything, to happen. Then it did. At the edge of my vision, I saw movement. Slow, deliberate, almost like the air itself had thickened and started to bend. My eyes couldn't move toward it, but I could feel it. A presence. Heavy. Cold. I didn't hear footsteps, but I felt pressure, like someone standing close enough that the air around my skin changed. It didn't touch me. Not yet. I don't know how to explain this part without sounding insane, but it's like the room itself started to hum. Not an actual sound, but a vibration deep inside my skull. Every thought I had echoed back at me, louder, distorted. Wake up. Move. Breathe. But every time I screamed those words in my head, I heard them again, from somewhere else, as if someone was repeating them right next to my ear. And then, I realized something. The voice repeating my thoughts wasn't exactly mine. I don't mean that it was unfamiliar, it was too familiar. It sounded like me, but older, tired. Like a version of me that had been trapped there for a long time. That was the first time I felt the cold. It started from the bottom of my feet and crawled upward slowly, methodically, like invisible hands gripping me 1 inch at a time. My vision blurred, not because my eyes were closing, but because something was pulling my awareness out, away. I could see my body, still, perfectly still. My mouth slightly open, my eyes fixed on the ceiling. It was like watching a photograph, except it wasn't. I knew it was me. There's a kind of silence that doesn't exist in normal life. Not the silence of a quiet room or an empty street, but a deeper one. The kind where even your thoughts sound wrong, like they don't belong to you anymore. That's what it felt like. I was floating above myself, inches away, but it felt like miles. I tried to move closer, but every time I did, something pushed back, like a magnetic field. And when I looked at my face, I saw something that made my stomach twist. My lips were moving, slowly, soundlessly. I couldn't hear the words, but I could feel them. They weren't mine. They didn't come from my mind. My body was saying something I didn't understand. And then, for just a moment, I saw it. A shadow standing beside me, not like a person, not even shaped clearly, just an outline, darker than the darkness itself. It leaned over my body, almost curious. Its form shifted, tall, then small, then wide, like smoke trying to remember how to be human. I wanted to scream, but I realized I didn't even have a mouth anymore. I wasn't in my body. I was just there, watching, It looked at me. I swear it did. Even without eyes, I felt it notice me. And in that instant, everything stopped. The air, the ticking, even the light from the window. And then, in one impossible blink, it was inside my body. I don't mean it climbed in. It was absorbed. Like it melted into me. I felt a shock like electricity, and suddenly, I could move again. I gasped so hard it hurt. My body convulsed, my fingers clenched the sheets, and the sound of air rushing into my lungs felt like being reborn. I sat up. The room was normal again. The light. The hum of the fan. The sound of my heartbeat returning. But something was off. It wasn't just relief I felt. It was displacement, like stepping into a house that looks exactly like yours. But something about the air, the smell, the angles of the walls feels subtly wrong. I stood up and looked at my hands. They were shaking. The veins seemed darker, almost too visible. My reflection in the mirror was the same. But the eyes, they weren't exactly mine. For days I tried to forget it. I told myself it was sleep paralysis. I Googled it. I watched videos. I tried to rationalize everything. But deep down I knew that wasn't paralysis. I didn't imagine the voice. I didn't imagine seeing myself, because ever since that morning, sometimes when I wake up, I find myself facing the wrong direction. Even though I always sleep on my back, I wake up turned toward the wall, my body curled up like someone else had placed it that way. And then there's the humming. It's faint, but it's always there. In quiet rooms, in the spaces between thoughts. Sometimes I hear the echo again, my own voice, older, slower, whispering my thoughts a split second after I think them. A few nights ago I tried something. I set up my phone to record while I slept. I didn't expect much, just wanted to prove to myself that I was imagining it. The next morning I played the video. At first it was just hours of stillness. Me lying there, breathing shallowly. But around 3:17 a.m., the covers moved. Not like a twitch. Not like I rolled over. They lifted slowly. And I saw my body sit up, and without using its hands, just rising. Then, in the dark, I saw my mouth moving again. Soundless. I turned up the volume. There was no sound. Just static until something whispered. A faint, breathy voice. Not loud enough to make out the words, but enough to make my stomach drop. It was saying my name. The next frame was me, lying back down. But the moment my head touched the pillow, my eyes opened, wide, staring directly into the camera. I don't remember any of it. Since that night, I've stopped recording. I've stopped trying to sleep early. I keep lights on, but it doesn't matter. Because now, sometimes I wake up standing in places I don't remember walking to. Once I found myself in the kitchen at 2:48 a.m., holding a glass of water, staring at the window. Except my reflection wasn't holding the glass, and once, I woke up with dirt under my fingernails. I live in an apartment on the 3rd floor. People tell me I look tired. My coworkers say my eyes seem different. One of them joked that I looked like someone else for a second when I zoned out during a meeting. I laughed it off, but inside I knew what they meant. Sometimes I can feel it happening. A flicker like static behind my eyes. It's like there's a delay. A split second where I see myself from outside before my vision snaps back into place. The doctors say it's stress. They gave me pills. But the thing is, when I take them, I feel more awake, not less. Like the pills make me aware of something I'm not supposed to see. I've tried sleeping somewhere else, hotels, a friend's house, even in my car. But no matter where I go, it follows. That hum, that cold pressure in the room, it's never gone, and sometimes when I close my eyes, I see flashes. Not dreams, but memories that aren't mine. A woman standing in a doorway. A dark field. A shape crawling through fog. Places I've never been. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Maybe this is just some neurological glitch, but the part that terrifies me most is how familiar it feels now. Like whatever entered me that morning was never a stranger. Like it had always been there waiting for me to wake up. Sometimes I wonder, what if that thing wasn't trying to possess me? What if it was me? The part of me that got trapped when my body woke up without it? What if it came back because I was the intruder all along? Last night I saw my reflection blink when I didn't, just once. Slow, deliberate. I'm starting to think maybe the one that woke up that morning wasn't me. Maybe I never actually woke up. Maybe I'm still lying there. And whatever is living in my body now just learned how to pretend.